We have our next speaker coming up. I don't know if you've heard about the Illinois Family Institute, but they've been around for a few years and they do some wonderful work. They have two lobbyists down in Springfield that alert us to what legislation affects family, faith, and freedom in our state. And Dave can explain more, but I'd like to ask you to join me in welcoming Dave Smith from Illinois Family Institute.
Hello, Patriots. How are you? Like she said, my name is David Smith, hardest name in the book. I am a homeschooling father, after Terry's message, I want to make sure I tell you that, of 5. And we come all the way from Will County to see you today. But Illinois Family Institute, give you a little background there, launched in 1990. We are a Christian nonprofit organization. We try to bring a biblical perspective to public policy in Illinois, as well as, we do monitor some of the federal issues. So as Sue was saying, we have 2 contract lobbyists in Springfield, and we also have a whole division of school advocacy. As Terry was saying, we monitor and try to equip parents, community members, taxpayers on how to challenge the agenda, the godless agenda in our public schools. They are pumping out little liberals. They are indoctrinating little liberals, and they're going to be, like she said, the next generation of leaders here in America. So if you want to learn more about us, I have a clipboard. You can sign up for our emails. They come out once or twice a week, and just find me afterwards. But I have a question for you as we start. As I said, we have contract lobbyists in Springfield. How many bills were introduced this session in Springfield? Can anyone take a guess? Now, that's a 2-year period, 2009, 2010. No, Rich, you can't answer. He knows the answer. How many people, how many bills have been introduced? Anyone? Take a guess? Take a guess. Come on, somebody shoot a number at me. 2,000, way too low. 4,000. All right, I'm going to give you the answer. Over 10,000 bills introduced in Springfield during 2009 and 2010. That's all increasing the size, the scope, and the spending of government. Now, in March, Governor Quinn announced that he wants to raise your income taxes by 33% instead of having state spending come in line with current state revenue. He's calling, or his original budget called for $31.5 billion in new spending, despite the fact that we're only bringing in $27 billion. So how is he going to pay for it? That's right, he's raising your taxes. Now, here's a few examples of how they want to spend your money. And this is how they've done it in fiscal just recently in the new budget. How about $84,000 for a university in Kentucky? How about $45,000 for a university in Iowa? How about $14,000 for a university in Colorado? How about over $3 million for Easter seals? How about $104,000 for the Nature Conservatory? How about $71,000 for the Chicago Horticultural Society? How about $60,000 for the Missouri Botanical Garden? How about $12,000 for the Iowa Oil Company? How about $475,000 to provide programs for homosexual and transgender senior citizens? How about $1 million to provide cable for state prisoners, cable TV? How about $100 million to study and promote a 3rd Chicago airport in Peatone? And another $175 million to purchase private land through eminent domain for a 3rd airport, which the FAA hasn't even approved of. How about $6 million for a museum of broadcast communications in Chicago? How about $8 million for Town and Country Tourism and Visitors Bureau? We're broke, that's right. $13 million for 4 different energy companies, and finally, $1.3 million for AFL-CIO outreach. That's your tax money, people. And also, by the way, speaking of schools, The top 5 school superintendents in the state make over $300,000 a year, and the top 100 public school teachers average more than $160,000 a year in salaries. Now, do you think Washington, D.C., are they doing any better over there? No! All right, thank you. There you go. Are you fed up with a Congress and a president who votes for legislation without ever reading it? Yeah. Are you fed up with a president and a Congress who are spending trillions of borrowed dollars, leaving a debt to our children and our grandchildren? Are you fed up with a Congress and a president who consistently gives special interest groups billions of dollars in earmarks to help them get reelected? Are you fed up with the Congress and a president who want to take your wealth and redistribute it to others? Are you fed up with the Congress and a president who punish those who practice responsible fiscal behavior and reward those who don't? Are you fed up with the Congress and a president who admit to using the financial hurt of millions as an opportunity to push their agenda? Are you fed up with the Congress and a president who run up trillions of dollars of debt and then sell that debt to countries such as China? Are you fed up with the Congress and a president who want to force doctors and other medical workers to perform abortions against their will? Are you fed up with the Congress and a president who want to impose a carbon tax on your electricity, gas, and home heating fuels? Are you fed up with the Congress and a president who want to reduce your tax deductibility for charitable gifts? Are you fed up with the president and a Congress who refuse to stop the flow of millions of illegal immigrants into our country? Are you fed up with a president and a Congress who take money from your family budget to pay for their federal budget? Amen. So am I. Now, what about this health care bill that was forced on us? Is health care a right? I was watching that night, that debate, as they were coming to the microphone, liberal politician after liberal politician saying, health care is a right. Health care is a right. I kept screaming back at the TV, no it isn't! No it isn't! You know what? We can really demonstrate this quite easily. We look at our current Bill of Rights and we compare the two. Does any of our cherished American rights does the government require us to enjoy it? Okay? The government is going to force you to enjoy your right to health care and make you buy it. But you know what? Do they force you to go to church on Sunday to celebrate the First Amendment? Do they force you to buy a gun? And what other American right requires that you take from one segment of the population and give it to another? It doesn't. It's not a right. Well, let me see, where am I now? Yeah, I lost my notes here. But you know what? It's more than just out-of-control government spending and intrusion into our lives. We have a right in this country to speak up, and we have a responsibility to speak up and be indignant when representatives fail to listen to we, the people. Fiscal responsibility is so very important, and it's going to be indispensable for future liberties and our children. That being said, we cannot afford to lose sight of the role of the family and faith plays in our society in securing liberty.